tired of cops pulling you over thinking you're drunk, then getting a DWI because you're actually drunk? Cut it right there. That was... Ouch. We're #1 for a reason. Beck-Built has the fix for you. Energy suspension bushings. Made in the USA. Unlike our Mexican friends over there. Alright, so first step first. You're going to take this bolt out of the front leaf spring on both sides. What size is it? Not really sure. I use standard sockets on it because that's what I have for 1/2 inch. And impact sockets, so that's what I got. What size I use? I don't know, I forgot. Then it has this little tab pinned or pressed on there, whatever. If you live in the north, that was probably gone the year after the truck was made. On the southern truck, it came off, didn't have to use a wrench. So, perks of that. Do it on both sides because they are connected. If you don't do that one, then you're not going to be able to pull this one down. You're going to be fighting the string the whole time. So do both, then lift up the truck, and then it'll come out of the front hanger and makes things pretty easy. Alright, so now we're at the back of the truck. This is the rear hanger. Still got the tab. This is, I just wanted to show this for the northern guys. So I didn't even put no PB blaster or nothing, no penetrating oil on there. And look at that go. If that was still there north, that thing would be twisted off as soon as it touches that. Alright, on to the next step. Some U-bolts. Here they are. Look like U-bolts like anything else. Not rusty. But probably throw some PB on there just to help ease the dirt going up. But yeah, look at those bad boys. No rust. Look at them threads. Let me get a close up on them threads. How beautiful. That's also for you northern fellas. If you're not from the north, this is put in perspective of where I'm from about rust. There's been a commercial that's played on the radio since I was like 5 years old that talks about how they bend U-bolts to replace your to replace your U-bolts. So yeah, there's some jealous people right now looking at them bad boys. Get out of there. That's hot. Alright, so these things are a touch heavy. You want a nice clear path to walk. Hit my head. Little side step action. Have a nice clear tailgate. You don't have to have the caved inness, but it does help. Also makes a nice bird bath. And I want to leave these guys hanging off. In doing this, I actually figured out why this tailgate's such a pile of shit. And that's because it's made in Taiwan, so it must be like a reman one. It's rotted on the bottom. It's not really rust anywhere else on the truck. Obviously, the paint came off, but like a normal 3rd gen places. So I thought it was weird that it was rusted, but 3rd gens are known for rotting really bad. So figured that's what it was, but it says made in Taiwan underneath it. So someone must have replaced it, and then I did a number on it. It's caved in on this side, it's caved in on that side. Definitely looks like typical drunk Dodge owner. But I was sober every time I did it, so not living up to the standards that were left before me. Is this it? It is. These are just some standard Harbor Freight sockets that I bought a long time ago to work on my 2nd gen when I was like 18. And for some reason I thought that it had standard bolts instead of metric. So I was dumb. Also bought standard wrenches. So yeah, that was like the first thing I bought. Pretty sure this like whole 1/2 inch set used to be like $10 back then, without exaggerating. Look at me now though. This other side has a Torx. It's a big Torx. I have the Torx, but if I don't need to use it, I ain't gonna. Because I hate Torx. They always seem to destroy themselves. So it goes like this to my future self. This one will have to melt out. Well, you don't have to. You can press it out, but it's more fun that way. Now, we'll flip it back the other way. I don't know if you could flip it back over. So you can see the bevel there. The bevel, but how it's flared out. The flare is much bigger on this side. So this is the side that we're going to do our work to. We're going to tear this fool up. Take this air hammer. You want some safety glasses? You can see my glasses. Extra safe because how thick they are. So yeah, good stuff. Also, I got this thing for free from some old guy when I bought my valve grinder. She's made in Taiwan. It's actually got pretty good nut for a little chintzy air hammer. Whoa, too much nut. Whoa, I'm good at this. Gotta be careful around this guy. And then we'll repeat the process over here. I am struggling today, folks. Because I have to work on normal people car stuff. And I'm not good at it. I'm not a technician, as you people like to say. SOB. Probably says in the directions what lube you're supposed to use, but I used the ARP lube on these, and it seems to work pretty good. This kit's pretty expensive. I wouldn't recommend going and buy it unless you do a lot of ball joints. Or you really hate using crappy ball joint presses. I had one off Amazon. It was like $100 for the big kit. I gave it away once I got this one. And in this truck, I just bought complete control arms. Didn't even do the ball joints. Come on. You're embarrassing me. I just give her a few ratty-tat-tat to this little guy. Knock her out the rest of the way. The one I had come out with just from that thing, but... Like I said, you can go to a parts store and you can rent a ball joint press for free. It's not really renting, because renting you pay for a service. I don't know technically what that'd be called. They call it renting, but just thought about that because you get all your money back. A collateral borrow, maybe? I'm not sure. There's probably something much better for this, like a penetrating press lube. I'm sure that's a thing. Do I have that? No. Got a gallon of PB Blaster at Harbor Freight, and then I got a little squirt bottle from the dollar store. I mean, these ones are definitely cracked around the rubber, but the one literally fell out, like when I tilted the spring on the side. So, hoping that helps some of my drivability. So we got our bushings. Gonna pop those in the spring. You don't need to press these in. Just getting started with the manliness. Just tap them with a hammer the rest of the way. Then the pin or collar, whatever you want to call it. I made a little, I didn't make anything. I just took a bolt, put some nuts and washers on it. Be like every other YouTuber. Yeah, I made this sweet tool to get this job done. It's not a tool. Only tool here is me, baby. So, the grease that goes in here, it's some nasty stuff. So, I'm not going to put the pin in right now because I got to grease it up. You see it has like these little veins that are not, little channels for the grease sit. So, we're going to go over the press. We're going to do the shackle now and then go from there. Got her in the press. That's just an old bearing race or something that lined up pretty good. One of those things where you never throw it away. Hope for the best that you use it someday. And guess what? It came true. Someone already got the grease all over this stuff. Wonder who that could have been. But you always want to stand directly in front of this, so if the socket comes out, you can get a day off of work. But unfortunately, I work for myself, so it doesn't pan out the way it used to. It does look. I am going to cover the family jewels. This does look scary. Alright, that didn't work, so we're going to have to add another socket here. Maybe. These things never go your way. Such a pain in the ass. Time to hide again. Come over to our sweet workbench. Things are gonna get a little western. Stuff's like the same viscosity as like Vaseline. Should I clean my finger? Probably, but not going to. Some of you might be tipping over your computer desk right now. It's been a while for some of you, I'm sure. Try to get, they don't meet in the center, so I'm trying to pack as much as I can in there. So hopefully over time it kind of rides in there and it'll fill itself back up. Yeah, but then when you put it in the truck, it's gonna run out. You know, look like your buddy who talks about 350s. Same stuff that comes out of his mouth is gonna be running down that and run down his chin. So yeah, show you what I do here. Get it started a little bit. It is a pain. It actually goes in pretty easy, but it likes to push itself back out. So I don't know if that's you see, push itself back out. Come on. Aha. We got it. Yeah, just this random bolt that I found in my bucket of bolts. You can't wipe this stuff off with a towel, but use my pinky. Oh shit, I touched it. You can see the setup there. Back the nut off. Do a nut on there. Can we get two? Oh, I think we can. Yep, yep, hurry. Little lug nut. Heck yeah. Very. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, wrong way. I'm just gonna throw this bolt and stuff away. Actually, it does come off in parts washer, so probably should have used an air gun and thrown in parts washer. But it is what it is. Doop, doop, doop. Yep, we'll get this greasy too. Might as well. When in Rome. There you have it. Freshly cream pied. I don't remember which side was the front. I don't know if it really matters. This side's definitely got a little more arch to it, and that back side's flatter. So look at the other side. The other side I actually wrote on. So that's pretty smart. So proud of myself. Yeah, I think there's probably more arch in the rear. That's gonna be my guess. We'll find out. Yeah, I'm gonna say more arch in the rear. Absolutely wonderful. So the other one has the sticker in the rear, and I put rear on it, but you're never gonna believe this. Where I wrote rear, it's actually at the front of the spring. So, long story short, I put it on backwards, so that probably made no sense what I just said. But yeah, I put the other side on backwards. So now I gotta pull that one off. Nice. I'm good at this. Glad you guys are learning from me. All right, we're back at it with the truck. So it does drive a lot better. Especially, I noticed it more at low speeds than I do at high speeds. At high speeds, the truck would wander just a little bit. It wasn't a huge deal. It's definitely annoying, but it wasn't like where you actually looked drunk. But in the parking lot, you could feel like the rear end like moving around. So I didn't really like that feeling. That was pretty weird. Um, but yeah, I got it figured out. Definitely worth the money, I'd say. If you think that's something, just like I said, the one bushing was blown out, but it does ride way stiffer now. I always kind of like talked about how smooth of a ride it was for a 2500. I mean, it's a two-wheel drive long bed, 4-door, so the rear end's way behind you. So, but with this, it rides way stiffer. Like you hit a bump and it'll jar it a little bit. A lot of the up and down sway, like blown out shock feeling, is gone. Um, it still does it, and it has newer like KYB shocks on it. They're better ones. No one really makes a good shock for a two-wheel drive Dodge, unfortunately. Um, I went through Bill Stein and Fox and looked through all those guys. None of them really make a good two-wheel drive shock. If you got a 4x4, they make them, of course. But yeah, just thanks for watching. If you see the part where I do the number one part, that was today, and I jarred my head on my carport up there. So I hit that beam with my head, so that's pretty funny. So hopefully you get that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully it was funny. Tried to be funny.